What's up, guys? Part 2 of the Thomas Costello story. Still drinking my Schlitz Blue Bull. Listening to Dark Funeral, an apprentice of Satan. Okay, so where were we at? We were at the part where the base is supposedly located beneath the Arculeta Mesa and right outside the small town of Dulce, New Mexico. Just to let you know. And like I said earlier, there's the white Draco there at the top. Then there's like the regular wing Draco, which is like green, brown, you know, whatever. Oh yeah, we were at the part where they were sneaking out the tunnels, and the Reptilians were helping them out. They got the boxes and everything, so they all head out. You know, the Reptilians were there just to, you know, help them, make sure nobody, if they get stopped or whatever, you know, protect them. So they get out, and they're almost to daylight, you know, getting out of the sewer. And all of a sudden, a whole swarm of SWAT team or something was trying to invade the base. I think they were a rogue part of the government that was trying to take control of the Dulce base, because supposedly the Dulce base was part, you know, mostly our base, and then the aliens eventually took it over completely. You know, we're scared of them. You know, so they just been leaving at the wrong time, I think. That's what I remember. And so they started getting shot. You know, they got the ray gun. One of his friends got the ray gun's got like 6 different settings on it. One setting disintegrates you. One setting just like blasts you, kind of like cuts you open a little bit. It might not kill you. It can be deadly though. Another setting paralyzes you for like an hour or some shit like that. I don't even remember it, man. But one of his friends got disintegrated. I think the Reptilians got shot. I don't remember the whole story on that part. But only Thomas and one other lab guy escaped the battle, and they escaped and everything. And I don't know how many, you know, military people there were fighting them. But Thomas got the 3 boxes, you know. So he comes out and he contacts, you know, who was it? John Lear. They were old friends. If you know anything about John Lear, I think who was it? Some other dude. But you know, he buries these 3 boxes in three different places that are spread out, far away from each other. You know, he's like, well, because he doesn't want. He thinks that they're gonna find them and stuff. And so that he tells, you know, everyone. I don't know. You just Google Thomas, THOMAS. EDWIN CASTELLO. Thomas Edward Costello. Google it. Look up the story. You know, you can find out more about, you know, everything that happened after that. Like I remember, he said he had been in contact for a while with some good human federation, that were space. You know, they had spacecrafts in an underground base over in the. They said Costa Rica or something. I don't remember. And he told them where to find the boxes and stuff, but no one could ever find them because he had buried them, and people tried to look. His friends tried to look. He disappeared. See, they don't know if the Dulce people got him. Like maybe the shadow government got him. You know, for trying to escape. You know, because the shadow government is part of the Dulce base with the aliens. You know, and then there was another part of the government. I don't know. It's confusing. But it's just it's like a war going on down there. But I don't know. And he might have disappeared back to, you know, the human ones at their base, but we don't know. We don't know if he was kidnapped and killed, or what, or maybe taken back to Dulce, and maybe he's a prisoner down there. But that's pretty much the story. I mean, he said that the winged Dracos they eat like they mostly eat like vegetables, and uh, they can eat human meat, but I mean human food like we eat, but they'll regurgitate it. They just eat it because they love the taste of our food, but they can't really digest it, so they regurgitate it. And they do eat humans. You know, they're carnivores. I know. I guess there's just like chemicals in our food or something. They like to eat babies and stuff. And then you got the regular reptilians without the wings. You know, I mean, there's different kinds. Then you got the grays with the big black eyes. You know, I already told y'all about that. And you know, he said that he saw crazy creatures like they were cloning people down there. Um, you know, just doing all kinds of their little fun experiments. See, the it goes down 7 levels. That like the top 3 levels are like only human, I think, if I remember correctly. And like the 4th level is like, you know, you get a higher status the lower you go. Then you get to realize, wait, this is the alien part, and then they say, yeah, there's aliens on this level, and you're sworn, you know, they'll kill you or throw you in prison if you tell anybody. And then the next level is even more higher status, and then after that, I think it's just pure alien. Like the last 2 or 3 levels are just humans aren't even allowed down there. And that's why our government was getting pissed, because originally I think it was all, you know, human and alien, and then eventually they kicked us out of the bottom levels. Because see, this base connects to a lot of other bases throughout the United States, and those bases connect to other bases in other parts of the world. See, via tube shuttles, maglev trains that go 2,000 miles per hour, some shit like that. Uh, Probably, you know, just regular tunnels. They can fly their UFOs. I don't know, but they got these tunnel boring machines that it's not like a regular tunnel boring machine. It doesn't cut through the rock and then send the rock on a con 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 conveyor belt. Whoa, that was something. Conveyor belt. You know, this kind of machine, it melts through rock. It's a nuclear powered tunnel machine. Google it. Nuclear powered tunneling machine. The Rand Corporation in Nevada supposedly made it. I mean, there's documentation on it. You can Google it. It melts through rock, and once it melts through any rock and anything it comes in contact with, it leaves a real thick glass lining. Because you know when dirt and rock melts, it turns into glass, right? It leaves a real thick black glass lining. Some people in a couple states found the tunnels, and then the government came in and closed them off with concrete. This is because, you know, the government said, well, can't be letting people in there. It's they broke into them, couple kids in Michigan. I don't know, but like I said, man, they don't even need to reinforce these tunnels with concrete because the glass is so thick, it just supports itself. Well, that's the story. See you on the next vids.